Well, the weatherman is calling for snow, so this week we're going to be creating some watercolor and salt paintings, as well as some paper snowflakes. You'll need some table salt, some water, some heavier white paper from your sketchbook, and your watercolor set. Watch as I create a really wet, drippy painting using only blue and purple today. I really want my snowflake to stand out, so I'm trying to make kind of an evening sky. This technique will not work if your watercolor isn't really wet on your paper. Once you have an area completely covered, sprinkle some salt on top of the wet puddle and let it do its thing. Do not touch that area until it's dry. Before you get started, make sure a grown-up knows that you're painting. Also, it's really important that you have some sort of messy mat or newspaper underneath your workspace every time we paint. You need to fill your paper with blues and purples and sprinkle salt in each wet area as you go. The next step is most important. We'll just have to let this sit somewhere to dry and do its thing. You won't believe what it looks like when you're done. Background could be used for so many different things. Next, I'll show you how to make some paper snowflakes. To do each design, you'll need a square piece of paper. So watch as I take this regular piece of copy paper and fold it to create a square. Keep your paper at the triangle shape and fold it in half to make a smaller triangle. Then fold it in half one more time to make a smaller triangle. Next, grab your scissors. You can either keep the corners solid or very easily just snip them off. This will leave a tiny hole wherever you snip. From here, you can cut shapes completely out of each side. I'm going to be using mostly triangles and maybe a half circle. You can try whatever you want. Be sure to keep spaces in between each shape and cut them out completely. If you cut all the way through the paper, you won't have a snowflake. Here's another example of how to make a snowflake. This one is a little bit more detailed. You can follow along with me or try your own thing. This is the part where you can get creative. I'm going to make a pretty simple snowflake design, But when I'm done, feel free to make yours as creative as you want. It's really important that you keep that middle space free of any shapes or cutting so that your snowflake will stay together. If you have left your painting alone, by now it should look really cool. The salt is drying and creating some really interesting patterns, and some areas might even look a little sparkly. When it's completely dry, go ahead and brush that extra salt into the garbage can. To finish, glue your favorite snowflake right on top of your watercolor and salt painting. Don't forget to share it with us in the Padlet linked in this lesson plan. I hope that you get to go outside and enjoy the snow this week.